You took his Niffy? I spun him around and performed a disarming maneuver. I made sure to close my eyes like a man. What? First pronunciation. Sorry, you're right. First pronunciation, then sexy thoughts about tentacle arms. Good, I see. Dude, he must have been desperate. The next thing I knew, his white coat was drenched in a sea of my blood. And then, hello, Hilchen, nice to see you. Is mother alert? Mother alert in chat. Mother alert, help. Now she's coming in here to tell me that I didn't like called her to on Sunday. Uh-oh. Then the next thing I knew, yes, he punched me right in my face, sir. He punched me in the face. After that, I passed out until another officer smacked me away. It's Sunday. Wait. I know it's Sunday. It's every day it's Sunday. Is that Mama? Yeah, this is Mom. Yeah, this is Mama Ahazu. This is my mom. So praise my mom or get. This is what he was telling us yesterday. Well, we need to try and skim some more details from him. For starters, what was an officer from the General Affairs Department doing in there in the first place? Right, let's press him for all he's worth. Yeah, my mom's a gamer girl too. So, hands off. Let's press him more. Mr. Meekins, you work in the General Affairs Department, do you not? Yes, sir. I am in charge of hiring new recruits. Evidence transfer was taking place on the day of the crime. Did I not, like... I read that, right? Okay, I read that. So, I'm done with the questioning? Let's see. About what time did you regain consciousness? No offense, sir, but how am I supposed to know that? I wasn't conscious. Oh, right. According to the report from the officer that woke up the witness, it was about 5:30. He hit me right in the head too. I woke up crying tears of pain. That's nice. That's nice. It's nice that you recovered, that is. When I came around, though, I made sure to finish my mission, sir. Your mission? Yes, sir, the Blue Badger, sir. I returned him to the entrance before things got out of hand. Well, we can all rest easy now. Huh. I believe we now have a fairly accurate picture of what happened. Yes, Your Honor. Only one thing remains unclear. Was the man this officer murdered really the victim? He's got a point. Oh, my phone is ringing. My cousin. Oh my god! Everyone wants to get in. Yeah, my whole family is like, hey, listen, hey. He's got a point. Yes, Officer Meekins. With regard to that, sir, take a look at this. It was sent to my jail cell. Chief Gant delivered it to me just this morning, sir. The chief delivered it? What is that? A videotape? Yes, sir. That's absolutely right. A videotape, sir. It contains footage from the security cam in the evidence room. Are to remain turned off? No, this is no. No, my family needs me. What if there is like an accident or something? I have to do then. You know, I have my court defense sidekick. She can take over. What? But I especially asked if there was such a tape, and was told it had been mistakenly erased. It's quite a mistake. I just do what I'm told, sir. It's the only thing I'm really good at. Yeah, it's the generation, guys. Looks like communication with the police department is as good as ever. Let's see the tape. Well then, let's have a look. Show us the video of you murdering the victim. Oh, please stop using that word murder, sir. It scares me. A video of a real murder. Just what are we getting ourselves into? Officer Meekins. Oh, there's the blue badger. Oh, look at him. He's so cute. Oh my god, it's so cute. The badger. Look at the badger, guys. The badger. Look at the badger. He's dancing. Again, the blue badger, guys. Look at him. Wow. God, this footage though. Look at the blue badger again. Look at the blue badger. Look at the blue badger. Wow, he's so cute. We can't see the freaking face. But the badger is so cute, right? Look at him, like with his like little shtick. What's the shtick? Officer Meekins, what's the shtick? Oh my god, how... Oh my god, this is so like, yep. You know, so precise that his face is covered the whole time. Look at this, the blue badger again. It's the blue badger, guys. Where did the victim go? Or where did the other man go? Where did the man go? You know. This footage has to be fake? Why? Because the blue badger was like... The black quality is way too good for a computer camera. Way too good. Well, I believe we are all thinking the same thing. How can we deal with these unsettling feelings stirring within us? Ah, geht so. German spitting out because I'm so confused that German is spitting out. What the hell was that wriggling piece of Hollywood? Sir, that is the pride and joy of the entire criminal affairs department, sir. It's the blue badger, sir. Yeah, the blue badger. Did you see the blue badger, guys? Why am I not surprised this isn't going smoothly? Security cam added to the call. Yeah, this is forged evidence for sure. And even that, like, what does the evidence show really? Well, yes. Well, anyway, this tape seems to prove that the witness did indeed encounter someone in the evidence room, and some sort of activity did take place. Yeah. Your Honor, instead of relying on clearly incomplete footage, the witness's testimony will suffice? Yes. Is that alright with you, Officer Meekins? Yes, sir. As you wish, sir. Plywood. Sperrholz. Ah. Mystery Man. His face can't be clearly seen in the video. Yes. But there's no question that the other person was Detective Goodman, sir. I mean, he opened the locker which required Detective Goodman's fingerprint to do. The locker he opened is unquestionable Detective Goodman's locker, sir. So it must be him. No one else could have unlocked it. What's this about a fingerprint? Each detective has been given a locker equipped with a fingerprint activated lock. These locks ensure that each locker can only be opened by the detective it belongs to. But this is not true, because Edgeworth was like in the evidence room too, and he grabbed evidence. So I doubt that Edgeworth has a locker of its own, so there has to be like mechanics to open this. Intriguing. That would mean the victim at the crime scene would have been Detective Goodman. Very well. The defense may begin its cross-examination. I don't know where this cross-examination will lead. But everything begins with contradictions. That's where I have to start. Are you sure? Not like pressing in on every detail? Maybe we should do that first? we should save. Maybe we should save, you know, just to be sure that I don't have to do all this again, maybe. Could you see the face? Tell me, were you able to get a good look at him? At the face of the man who attacked you with a knife? Sir, if you must label people as having seen or not seen the man's face, I believe I would be classified as the latter. The latter? But you were standing right in front of him, were you not? More to the point, you are the person who fought him, aren't you? Oh yes, sir, but I didn't get a clear look at his face, sir. I'm not the kind of guy who looks directly at people when talking with them, you see. Yeah, that's a good trait for a police officer. You know, I'm talking into the camera right now. I'm not looking at you because yeah. Still, I'm sure it was him. I'd bet my badge on it. You can do that. But there's no question that the other person was Detective Goodman. Yeah. I don't have to press that because it is this. See. About those lockers, is there no other way to open them? No, sir. I myself tried all kinds of methods in the past. They only respond to registered fingerprints, sir. I wonder what happened. What kind of methods he tried? If the man opens the locker's lock, which only responds to its registered fingerprints, then he must be the person the locker was assigned to. Exactly my point, sir. And this too. The locker has opened. How do you know that information? I've heard rumors, sir, from people in the known, sir. People in the known. People in the know. The workers in the department cafeteria, sir, they keep me informed. They also listen to my romantic troubles, sir. Oh my. Oh my. Sorry. Choking. For the record, the opened locker did indeed belong to Detective Goodman. I verified this information from a more reliable source. So the victim opened the locker with his own fingerprint. So it must be him. However, the most important detail is shown in this video. Is not shown in this video, the man's face. Sir, if I may say something, sir, please do. After all, you are the one being examined. I don't understand why the man's face is so important in this case, sir. I mean, it was his hand that opened the fingerprint lock. And it was his hand that tried to thrust his niffy into my body, sir. My unsettled state can testify enough of this, sir. Yes, you have a point. The footage doesn't lie. That is, unless the defense can find a problem with it. Mr. Wright, let's check the court record again. Is there a problem with the security video? There is a problem. Was the hand still attached to his body? Good question, I have no idea. Regarding the video contained on the tape, there is one thing in particular that seems rather strange. This contradiction leads to the possibility that the man may not have been Detective Goodman. What? This video contains such a contradiction? Interesting, Your Honor. I have a proposal. Yes, Mr. Edgeworth. I propose we have the defense point out to us this contradiction in the video. He would want me to point it out. Very well, proposal accepted. Let us further inspect the piece of evidence. Let's go. I will now play the security tape. Mr. Wright, please show us the contradiction you speak of. I have to point out a problem in the video. This is the first time I've ever had to do that. You can't do it, Mr. Wright. It's set up so you can fast forward, rewind, or pause the video. Just take a good look and be sure to point out the right thing. Oh yeah, more new gameplay aspects that I need in my case. Let's go. Please don't play it too many times. I can't stand watching this video. How did this guy ever become a police officer? Now then, Mr. Wright, please enlighten us. Where is the contradiction that indicates nothing, I guess? Let's pause for 2 seconds here. The lamp is on, right? Take that! The thing that's strange about this video has got to be this. Officer Meekins. Sir, do you mean me, sir? As I understand it, the locker apparatus works like this. Why we have the blue badger thing again? When you grab the handle, a sensor reads your fingerprint if it's a match. The light turns on and the lock is released. According to my very limited experience, that's the way I understand it, sir. So, if so, then something is seriously wrong with this picture. Because it was open before. Someone have left it open. Do we have to watch all this again? I guess. I guess. This is the highlight of this case. I mean, yeah, it's a cool feature to do this. I get it. It's not like a, oh my god, we have to, you know, we have to point on maps and all that all the time. So this is like a, it's like point on the map, but the map this time is moving thing. It's okay. It wasn't like it's, if it was like more hidden and more like really like, oh, you had, you know, his like code has like a, I don't know, like, ooh, you know, like a really hidden thing. It would be like meh. But this was cool, yeah. When the victim reaches for the handle to open the locker, let's rewind to a little earlier. Okay. A little earlier, to the beginning of the video. Good moonwalking. Here, notice the light. What's this? It's already lit. Yeah, this case is lit, dude. Precisely my point, Your Honor. The locker was already open before the victim grabbed the handle. Order, 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 order! What's the meaning of this? It's very simple, Your Honor. The locker wasn't locked on the day of the crime. But the locker locks are controlled by an electronic system. When a door is shut, a sensor is triggered, and the locker is automatically locked. Oh, I know, it must have broken down. Of course, I'm not an expert in this. That's not likely, Your Honor. The sensor would detect and report any malfunctions. Well, it just goes to show novices should keep their mouth shut. So then, Mr. Wright, do you have an explanation? Me, Your Honor? Yes. Why wasn't the locker locked? Me, Your Honor. Why wasn't the locker locked? Yeah, well, you see, it isn't exactly my field. What do you think, Miss Scientific Investigator? Huh? Oh, maybe something like jam the system's sensor? Something jam the sensor? Say... There's something else that seems out of place in this video. Yeah, I thought so too. There's got to be another clue somewhere in this footage. Very well, let's inspect the video once more. The locker wasn't locked. Mr. Wright, please point out the cause for this. Hi, Drachenflamme, nice to see you. The cause. Can I fast forward there? Oh, rewind time, rewind time. If this is not like going into this. Please watch closely. This is the continuation of the part I showed you earlier. Oh my god. Hope you're doing well, Drachenflamme. Hope you're doing well. We have like loads of fun solving video-based coincidence. It's like it's a good feature, I guess. There was the glove. He yeeted him. The glove yeeted himself. Yeet! Something white fell out of the locker. But, sir, it's been my experience that things fall out when doors are opened. I often fall out and roll. What? We can't be sure that item was completely inside the locker to begin with. What do you mean? The sensor triggers the lock when the door is shut. What if something was inserted, say, between the sensor and the door? Inserted? I want to rock! Look at this blue badger. Look at the blue badger. Ah, he's so hot. Like, I like this dancing mascot. Oh, I couldn't read it. It was so fast. I often fall long distances when opening my car door. What? This white thing wasn't inside the locker. It was stuck between the door and the sensor. Oh, I understand now, sir. It's just like my tie. 2 of the 3 times it gets stuck in the door when I get out of my patrol vehicle, sir. Instead of the door closing, my tie opens it. But the object would have to be extremely thin to fit in the door. Not only that, it would also have to block electrical currents. Yeah, I mean it's a rubber glove, so yes. It would need to be an insulator. Yeah, it's an insulator. But at the crime scene, there just might have been something that fits the description. But sir, by insulator you don't mean... I think I finally got this figured out. Very well. With the defense, please present the revealed evidence. What was this? Presento! Presento this? I found this near the locker, a thin rubber glove. But we can't be sure that was in the victim's locker. It has a tag that says SL9 incident. The video seems to depict the victim opening the locker. But that isn't the case. The lit lamp attests to this. And the whole case is a tie? Yes. On the day of the crime, even I could have opened their locker. And so I am the killer. What? Is it not so, Officer Meekins? Sir, it would appear so, sir. Order, 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 order. So, are we to believe then that the victim whom this witness stabbed in the evidence room was not Detective Goodman? You're not being misled, Your Honor. What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth? The defense has merely demonstrated that possibility and nothing more. The victim in the video was indeed Bruce Goodman. The prosecution will offer one more testimony to prove this. What? Officer Meekins, please testify about this. Testify about this. Testify this. I believe you're under arrest, sir. You are very suspicious. I'm not sure what you're referring to, sir. Oh, you mean that, sir? Of course, sir. Isn't this a joke? Snap. Very well, begin your testimony. Oh, God. Mystery Man 2. There's one other thing that proves the man was Detective Goodman, sir. To enter the evidence room, one must use their ID card. When an ID card is used, there's a record of it. At the time of the crime, the detective had used his card. ID card record, I see. I have the ID card record right here, Your Honor. The ID used at 5:14 is that of the victim. Just before the crime, huh? Yeah, without a doubt, this is the victim's ID. However, one thing does strike me as unusual. Several hundred cases should have been due for transferal. Why were there so few people using this room? The card could have been stolen. Yeah, I also think so, yes. This particular evidence room is only used for storing certain special cases. And we found the, purse or the purse where the card was in, not where the victim was, but on the other side. And according to what we know now, the victim never left, Edgeworth's car trunk. So why is the, purse on the left side of the parking lot? We don't know yet, but we will get to that. This particular evidence room is only used for storing certain special cases. And again, it was lying there, so I guess the Detective Marshall guy could have been, collected the evidence. So I guess because we found a fingerprint of Marshall inside the room, that this Detective Marshall placed the purse in the parking lot. This is my first thought on this. This particular evidence room is only used for storing certain special cases. Special cases. Extremely violent cases involving police staff. Just hearing that makes my hair stand on end. Me too. Although it doesn't make much of a difference. Spiky hair lawyer. There were only a few cases up for transferal there, and most were cleared up by noon. Right, I see. Now let us move on to the cross-examination. Hair jokes. Hey, Springtrap. I guess I can't read that. English, please, if you can. Sorry, I can only assume what this means. What a hairy situation, yes. There is no other thing that proves the man was Detective Goodman. There's one other thing. To enter the evidence room, you must use the ID card. Sorry, but I can't understand it. If I can understand it, it's like, man, what? Is that card hanging from your neck on those ID cards? And welcome, yes. Yes, sir, this card right next to my cuffs, sir. I keep it here so I won't ever forget it. But what if someone were to steal it from you, keeping it out in the open like that? Maybe I shouldn't wear it around my neck. Remember when I said 2 out of 3 times my tie gets stuck when I got out of the car? Well, the remaining time, it's my ID card that gets stuck. Oh my god, he gets stuck every time when he Okay, good. Instead of the door closing. Why sometimes... Maybe I should just leave this one alone. At any rate, each police officer has only one ID card. Both the police department and the prosecutor's office can attest to this. proceed with your testimony. When an ID card is used, there is a record of it. Can it not be forged? Let it be noted that this is the record of the witness referred to. Let me see. Yes, that would be it. Detective Goodman. What's the matter? According to this, Mr. Edgeworth, your name is on there. So is it, Your Honor. How can this guy even exist? I have no idea. On that not that prosecutor again. Hey, maybe he's behind all this. Being a prosecutor here. Mommy, is that man in blue a murderer? Shh, don't stare at him. You've got the wrong color, kid. It would seem the inquiry committee will want to speak with you again today. I have nothing to be ashamed of regarding my actions or their consequences. For now, let us continue with the cross-examination. For Mr. Edgeworth, it must be so difficult for him. It must be so difficult for him. So difficult. Let's see. Earlier, I believe, you testified that when you asked the man to show his ID card, he pulled a niffy on you. Yes, sir. He didn't show me any ID card, sir. Don't you think that's odd? I mean, if he had his ID card, all he had to do was show it to you. There wouldn't be a reason to draw a pointy boy. Maybe he just panicked? Everything steams from contradictions. Let's point them out. Mr. Wright, what do you think? I'm confused. What? The problem with this ID card testimony is far too obvious. The problem is obvious? It's not like Edgeworth to miss something like this. Obvious? You're thinking too hard about it. Come on, let's show them what we've got. Time for Sense Fortress. Sense Fortress is the easiest thing in Dark Souls 1. Don't give me that. Don't give me that Pepe look. Sense Fortress is easy. I died there 5 bajillion times, but now it's easy. Why did they say that this is so easy? What's the freaking like? Why? Oh, this is so easy. What is easy exactly? What exactly is easy? What is easy? It's like, oh, it's so easy. What exactly is so easy about this? To enter, one must use their ID card. When the ID card is used, there's a record of it. When you're a fast boy, I'm a fast boy. And sometimes I take my time. Why is everyone saying like this is easy? It's far too obvious. Yeah, the thing is I don't know. It's like, just show the freaking card to him. What evidence do we have? We have the card, we have the king of... We have all sorts of, like, things. I don't know. Everyone could have used his card, I know that, but it's again like, what is the game? What does the game want from me, you know? Just show the ID card? I tried that. Yeah. Wait one moment, Officer Meekins. I'm not good at waiting, sir. I have the victim's ID card right here. I found it at the crime scene. That makes sense. Oh no. When I say crime scene, I'm not referring to the evidence room at the police department. I mean, the other crime scene. The underground parking lot at the prosecutor's office. Your Honor, I have one more piece of evidence to present. It's a very important clue regarding the victim's ID card. A lost item report. It's only half completed, but it shows that Detective Goodman had lost something on the day of the crime. Ooh, maybe he had lost his card. Something important enough to fill out this report, and he didn't know his number. Yeah, he was like scratching out like numbers. Let me guess. You believe there's something to be his ID card, right? I can't say for sure, but there is a high possibility. On the day of the crime, Detective Goodman was not carrying his card. Easy game. Order! So now, what does this all mean? It can only mean one thing. It doesn't even require much thought. The man Officer Meekins encountered in the evidence room was not Detective Goodman, but rather the man who stole his ID card. I'm not good with pointy boys. Yeah. Order! Why is he like JoJoing it up every time? Does the prosecution have a response? I have only one thing to say to the defense. I love you. And... Oh no, he's hot! Bravo, Mr. Wright. Bravo. Allow me to summarize the defense argument. At 5:15 on the day of the crime, the man in the evidence room Officer Meekins encountered was not Detective Goodman. There are two grounds to support this. Yeah, first, the locker in the evidence room was already unlocked. Second, the victim lost his ID card. Am I correct so far, Mr. Wright? Yeah. What's he up to? That being the case, we must inevitably arrive at the single conclusion. If the victim in this video is fake, then the murder in the evidence room is also fake. There was no murder in the evidence room. This is true. In other words, the security camera does not show the instant of the murder. Well, I guess that's right. Is something wrong, Mr. Wright? Only moments ago you seemed content to be pointing your finger around. This isn't going to end well. He's like, no. Well, it seems you finally realized exactly what you've gone to such lengths to prove. Too thick for the last swinging axis. Oh no! Explain yourself, Mr. Edgeworth. Oh, I would love to see that thick. Let's go. Loot alert! How thick is it exactly? Explain yourself, Mr. Edgeworth. The defense has already done the explaining for me. The victim in the video is a fake, which means a murder did not take place at the police department at 5:15 on the day of the crime. So the real crime could only take place at one location, the underground parking lot at the prosecutor's office. The murderer being Miss Lana Skye, the defendant. The evidence is compelling. A trustworthy witness observed the moment the defendant used the murder weapon. Yeek! Yeep! Yeep! I knew that testimony was way too shabby. It was all a trap from the beginning. It was not a trap. We cleared one case now, and now we can concentrate. Why the knife? Yo, Melody, have a good one too. I guess you're going to rest now, so... in a bit. cool. I guess you're going to rest now, so yeah, have a good one. Thanks for being around, thanks for chilling. If you don't know Melody Ruler, she is a real gamer girl. You should definitely check her out on Twitch. She's playing Dark Souls at the moment. If she can go live, she is playing Dark Souls. And she's entertaining. You can watch her. And I would highly recommend checking her out, so do that. You know. Keep your friends close and your Dark Souls compare your Dark Souls enemies even closer, you know what I mean? So let's love push and let's move on. Thanks again for being here. It was all a trap from the beginning. Snap! But the activity in the evidence room still leaves many questions unanswered. Trap! Hey David, hope you can like, I don't know, sneak peek in the stream while you have the meeting, you naughty boy. You go to your meeting now. I will not be responsible for your slack at work. No, good sir, you get the whip. Hope you're doing well. Hope the meeting is bearable. Bearable. How exactly was the victim of Meekin's encounter? Who exactly was the victim of Officer Meekin's encounter? And where did this person disappear to? However, this trial's purpose is to examine, yes, only the murder of Detective Goodman. He's like, yes, just so, Your Honor, Mr. Wright. You have to do something or else. Or else. What do I do? How am I supposed to get myself out of this mess? Object, but I don't know for what. One moment, Your Honor. What now, Mr. Wright? Don't tell me you're objecting to what you've just proven. No. Of course not. But I almost walked right into the prosecution's trap. What are you talking about? This cross-examination has proven one thing and one thing only. The security video did not show the actual murder. This is true. Why are we looking at this again? Look at the blue badgers, like so innocent, like na-da-dee-da, dancing around, na-da-dee-da-da. However, it cannot be said that this is unrelated to the murder in the parking lot. Specifically, large amounts of blood traces were found in the evidence room. The defense demands further examination into the truth of the matter. Because the folks at Catco put a lot of effort making this video. This is true too. Like, they are proud of that video. I can see that. I don't know. Is this the first like cutscene that is in the game? I mean, like, this, other than the introduction like cutscenes from the cases, this is the first like cutscene they produced, right? So I guess they are like proud of it. And again, Capcom did a good job so far with the game. Again, some of the clue collecting in this case is like very slow, and I didn't like that. And I didn't like that you get like, I don't know, 3 tutorials for the same task, so But the case itself is really good. Like, the case itself is a good thing, and I like it. I appreciate that. It's like good to watch. It's good. I want to know more. You know. Yes, Your Honor. If this court were to examine this further, other witnesses will be necessary. Is the prosecution prepared? I'm sorry, Your Honor. The prosecution considered the incident at the police department to be unrelated. We have not prepared any other witnesses for this incident. Yeah. I mean, this kind of cutscenes, yes. This just might be my chance. Oh yeah, you're right. All the other cutscenes were like only like photos, right? Like GIFs maybe, right? And this is the first like 3D one? Yeah, you're right. Time to call a certain Texas Ranger to the stand. Mr. Wright, do you mean, Your Honor? The defense would like to request a specific witness. Oh, whom do you want in mind? Do you have in mind? Someone we have reason to believe knows the truth behind the activities that took place in the evidence room. The prosecution requests to hear this person's name before deciding whether or not to comply. Very well then, Mr. Wright. This person whom you would have testified, what is his or her name? Yeehaw! Yeehaw! It's this man, I guess. Officer Jake Marshall. Why him? I can't let Edward know everything just yet. He's in charge of the evidence room. I feel we should hear what he has to say. You gotta go and be a good moderator? No! My chance of some thickness. I say bye-bye. Yeehaw, Melon Farmers. Yeah, be a good mod. Thanks for checking in here. As long as you are off duty, hope you had a blast here. See you around. What is going on here? Let me check something real quick. Oh yeah. The prosecution agrees to the defense request. Since he was responsible for guarding the room, we should hear his testimony. Fortunately, he works in the police department. We shouldn't need longer than 20 minutes to prepare. Very well. The court will take a 30-minute recess while the witness is subpoenaed. Will the prosecution please prepare the witness during this time? We will, Your Honor. Court is now in recess. February 24. District Court. Defendant Lobby number 2. There is no stopping you, is there, Mr. Wright? Huh? What do you mean? You called for Jake Marshall. It seems you figured everything out. I haven't figured anything out. Anna, you're the one you're the one who knows everything? Emma, you always know everything. Why don't you just tell us? Excellent. I can have my super lunchboxes, my super caviar lunchboxes, and some Big Bang Theory. Mr. Wright is trying his hardest to protect you. I don't recall ever asking for his protection. Oh, but you will love it. You have this right now. How can you be so cold? Don't you trust us? Don't you trust me? Hope I'm not interrupting anything, pals. Oh, yes I am. I'll come back later. Wait, Detective Gumshoe, what is it? What the hell are you doing, Phoenix? You've got a lot of nerve, pal. Making a detective run all around while on duty. And to top it off, you call me here. I've seen happier people at funerals. Sorry, detective. Better be, pal. Hey! I didn't see you there, Chief Prosecutor Sky. That's okay, so have you brought what I ask? What? You mean this? Right, oh my god, these are like files. My apologies, detective. Due to my present circumstances, I was forced to use Mr. Wright's name when making my request. My name? Never in a million years would I have thought it was you who asked me. Could I bother you to bring me the SL9 incident files? I'll need them by noon. Talk about crazy. The SL9 incident. But Lana, that's... I thought Mr. Wright might need them, so I had them brought here. Here, you might do well to read them. I can't believe you, the chief prosecutor, were a witness in this case. The Sky was a witness? Witness, 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 witness. Joe Drake killings. Oh my god. Take it from me. You don't want anything to do with serial murders. He's right. Oh, what? Now that I've brought you your stuff, you're just gonna ignore me? Emma? But why? Why is your name in here? What? My name's in here? I don't know. Unless... No, couldn't be. Lana? This SL9 incident, is that... Time to start, yeah. That's the classification number the police filed it under. 2 years ago, the rest of the world knew it as the Joe Drake killings. Shh, 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 shh. The Joe Drake killings. Good. The Joe Drake? No, Lana. That's over with. No. Emma, wait. She ran away. We have only 30 minutes. Fuck. You know what? I just remembered. I gotta be somewhere. Sorry, pal, but I'm out of here. Dark? Dark, not Drake? Oh, sorry. Jake Marshall, Angel Starr, Damon Gant, Miles Edgeworth. Not to mention Lana and Emma. Everyone involved in this case is connected to those killings 2 years ago. He's Drake now. This can't be just a coincidence. Knowing you just might be able to figure it out. Time to get back to the trial, Mr. Wright. Best of luck. I better take a good look at this file. Look at this file! Oh, to be continued. Good, because I need to stretch. I need to stretch, so I save. And you know the drill. I'm saving now, I'm standing up, I'm stretching, I play some ads because I want to torture you with Twitch ads. No, please stretch or get some snacks or get some new drinks. Maybe use the gentleman's or the ladies' room, whichever you prefer. And there will be